All right, so I'm here with Ian and Stephanie, and you guys are YLG mentors. You've been doing this a couple years in a row, haven't you, Stephanie?
I have.
So tell us what your role. What do you do as a YLG mentor? What do you have to do?
So it starts out, we run a program in partnership with Mohawk College, their supply chain program, and students are given the opportunity to apply for it. You know, they have to give their transcripts, write why they want to be a part of it, and then they get to be the successful students. We usually have about 5 every year. Well, this year we have 5, but it's usually around that number.
They knew I wanted to talk to them today, so they all took the day off to get...
It's actually their graduation today.
I know.
So they were all here up until about 10:30, and then they duck out, and I think hopefully they're going to come back. But yeah, so we pick the students out of all of the applications, usually the ones that are very academically gifted. Many of them actually have prior experience in logistics or supply chain in some way. A lot of them are international students, so they've come from other countries. And prior to coming to Canada, worked in logistics in their home country, which is really cool. They have such diverse backgrounds, and it's so impressive. But then they join the program, they get a year-long membership to the YLG, and we bring them here to the conference, and we subsidize their hotel room so they can stay overnight and meet as many people as possible.
I know last year a couple of them actually were working within their fields too, which is pretty cool to see them actually go from 0 to 100. And some of them have more degrees. They were so smart that I'm a little... I shouldn't even be talking to them is what I was thinking. I thought that was just really...
I feel that way too, right? You're looking at the resumes and you're like, wait, what am I?
You're not supposed to have that many degrees, right? So I know. Ian, your first year mentoring, right? So,
it is, yes.
What has been your experience so far? When did you start doing that? Just January, February?
Start of the year.
Yeah.
So Stephanie gracefully reached out to ask if I would like to participate, and as we just mentioned before,
she has a way of doing that. I don't know if you've noticed. I think she got that off Leanne, to be honest with you.
Whatever she was selling, I was buying, unfortunately.
Whatever she was selling, I'd buy. We're not doing that kind of a show, Ian. This is transportation here. Yeah, anyway, well, let's keep it clean.
It has been fantastic experience so far. As mentioned, I'm very new to this program and this concept that the YLG has created as mentors and mentee. And as Stephanie mentioned, it's a little intimidating looking at some of these resumes and seeing the experience that they have in the industry, seeing their education.
I don't want to show them too much of my job. They might steal it.
I'm pretty much trying to be an advisor at that point as well. But I think the important part is that a lot of the YLG is very active in the community, a lot of connections within this transportation industry. So the best we can do is give them the real world experience that we've taken through the last couple of years and try to, make those connections, give little insights, especially with a lot of us working in industries that do have positions open, or myself working with customers that have opportunities available. It gives us a good chance to be able to, connect them, give recommendations, insights about who has a great reputation of culture and who we think would be a great fit for this person in particular.
Yeah. What do you think? What have you been mentoring? What's like one topic that you've been mentoring them on to date that you've found that's... Are you assigned one person, or you have to mentor all of them?
Yes, I have one person.
Okay, so that person, without giving away, we don't want to, their insecurities or whatever. But what is one thing that they've been kind of struggling with that you've been able to help them with up to now?
Yeah, I think for us at least is helping do mock interviews and such.
Okay.
Giving them an understanding about what the questions are. In particular, how to best construct some answers and give the best insights. So I think a lot of them just need practice or refreshing in a sense. If you've been in school for the past couple of years, you're in a new area,
They don't teach you that in school. That's why I got out of there. They don't teach you that stuff anyway. No. So I may as well just skip that whole part. It's not worth it for me.
But just, getting these questions out, dusting off, their answers, their resume, tightening up a little bit, making it very applicable to the position that they're applying for has been some of the small things that I've done. But I think the main thing as a mentor is just trying to connect them with who you know.
And you know a lot of people now. You are on everybody's group, so I know you know. And Stephanie, you've been. Where are you working now, Stephanie? What's your role? What's your role now?
Well, actually, a couple years ago, I started my own business.
That's right.
I'm an independent HR consultant,
Okay.
so I work with a number of different fleets.
Right.
I also have some manufacturing and construction clients, which is really nice. Like I get to do a mix of everything, but I'm mainly a policy auditor, policy writer. I do a lot of training for managers and supervisors, and then kind of serve as a resource for different employee relations matters.
Does that create a special barrier for you where you're working with fleets, you're helping them with HR, now you're bringing new students in and you're kind of mentoring them, but are you like pushing them in front of the line? Like, as a mentor, I don't know if that's a struggle. Like, is that something that you have to worry about, that I'm mentoring them, but I'm not really, I can't say, hey, this is my employee, I'm getting you a job type thing or...
Yeah, I mean, there's a line, definitely. One thing I've been very clear about is I'm not a recruiter.
Right.
I really don't like recruitment and the HR side of things. That is not my game. Yeah. But what I do is I do introduce them to recruiters that I know and ones that I trust.
Yes,
right?
the good ones.
Yes, the good ones, right? And I've helped with mock interviews and things in the past. Helping write resumes, do cover letters, things like that. But no, I haven't really found.
It's not a struggle.
No, and I mean, and the other thing is, all I'm doing is making a connection, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not telling somebody, okay, like here's what you need to say in this interview to get it. But if I find, a client that maybe had an opportunity or an opening that I think one of the students would be good for, I would absolutely send a resume.
Yeah. Do you know what the success rate has been? Maybe this is a question for Leanne, but what's the success rate been as far as people getting jobs out of? I know of a couple, but I don't know of all of them, and I think with 3 years now that I've been kind of involved with them. So, do you know the numbers? Are we 50% get a job after going through this program? Is it 100? I don't.
I would say we're very close to 100%. Right now, I believe 2 of the students that are in the current cohort are still looking for opportunities. Sorry, 3. 2 have been hired.
Oh, nice.
But what I would like to see more of is PMTC member companies hiring them. Because they're getting hired by companies sometimes outside of the industry. We want to keep these people in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think from a standpoint of being somebody who actually was a supervisor of a fleet for a private carrier, I've worked for 2 of them. I was a supervisor of one. It's actually not our decision at the end of the day. It's surprising. I could take the initial resumes, but then it goes up to a different team, and the teams are not in PMTC, Private Motor Truck Council. A lot of the fleets, HR, they're kind of a byproduct, right? Like, you're the service thing here. You're not HR, so saying we need more employees or not, if they put a hiring cap on, it doesn't matter how much you need that driver, they're not hiring. And same with travel and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's what my experiences was. Yeah, I've got a good guy, but we're not hiring. And when they say hiring, hopefully you've got that person in there, but they might be gone by then, right? So
oftentimes too, it's the connections that we have might not be the hiring manager per se.
Right.
So all we can do is put in a good word, and share the resume and recommend as much as we possibly can. Yeah. But to your point, it's not everyone's hiring.
No.
Not everyone has the right position open for this member that we're mentoring.
Right.
And you know what? They are extremely qualified. There are certain jobs that they are seeking out at a certain level, and all we can do is really guide them in the right way and try to connect as much as possible.
So where have you been taking them with your mentee? Where's your mentee be going? All the Penske locations? What's going on here?
Well, selfishly
so he's in sales. So this person, we're all buying Penske trucks today.
I'm in sales, but I also realize that I'm scouring our website for any opportunities that match this person's credentials first, because they are extremely bright, they are extremely capable. So selfishly would love them on our team. Yeah. But that being said, after that, being connected to so many different customers through Penske and the trucks we provide to the industry, is I look through absolutely everybody that I have connections with. I gave them a list and said, if any of these are companies that you would like to work for, please let me know and we'll do our best to make the connection. So that's where I started, and being new to it, You have to
Do they trust you being new to it? Do they trust you being what? Is there an instant connection there as a mentee or a mentor? Is there an instant obvious? Because I think a lot of it is you have to really like the other person. It's if you don't jive, then it doesn't really matter what you say at the end of the day.
We try to do our best when we pick the students. We try to do our best to match them with a mentee that we could tell, like, personality wise, right, would be the best fit. Right? That's actually how I got started. Leanne kind of cornered me a couple years ago and was just like,
she seems to be good at that.
We have a student in the program that we think you would be a great mentor for. And here we are 3 years later, and I'm helping to run the program. So that's how that.
Well, I remember the kudos the first or second year, whenever they were talking about you in the program. So kudos to staying with it, because it's a lot of commitment to a lot of these things, right? So how does somebody become a mentor? Or a mentee? Well, a mentee, they apply, but a mentor, how does someone become
I mean, if you're interested, if that's something that you even just want to try, right, reach out to the YLG. We're always going to be looking for mentors. We want to keep this program going for as long as possible. We try to have some consistency in the mentoring group, but people get busy, right?
What about us old people? You can say it. I'm the old people.
Of course. I mean, we try to keep it YLG members.
I felt yesterday when Leanne said I'm out of the program because I'm just too old now.
We try to keep it to YLG members, but who knows? Like, there might be a year where we don't have enough, or we have too many students, or we have a student that we might not be able to find a fit within the YLG. So I would be open to kind of looking at anything. We do try to keep the mentors.
Yes. If I dye my gray hair, she'll let me in, is what she's saying in the program. That's okay. That's okay. I could be your mentor.
We'll get you an ID that says you're 39.
I can make fake IDs all day. Don't worry. I got Photoshop like everybody else.
Right.
All right. So where should we go to learn more about the program and being a mentor? Is there a website for?
So all of the student profiles and their resumes are available on the PMTC website.
Okay.
So you can go right on the website and look at all of them if you're interested in meeting one, or potentially, interviewing one for an opportunity. But we do put them all up there. And then if you need any more information or you want to get connected with them, you can email the Young Leaders Group.
Great.